LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network.
Hello, everybody. Darrell, Owens, LegacyMaker Sports Network.
Lamonte Thomas.
We are here live at FedEx Field as the New York Football Jets came in here today and won this football game 34-17. It really wasn't a close game. The Redskins did some things late. Darius Guy gets his first career touchdown on a 45-yard pass from Haskins, so that was a good thing to see. But it was a tough overall day for the Washington Redskins. What were your thoughts, Lamont?
The Redskins just couldn't get anything going. It's kind of the story of their season. Every time there was a bright spot, they took it away themselves. I mean, they had a big play. I think it was a big play to
it was to McLaurin. Yeah, McLaurin.
Right, got called back for a hold. Coach said that he couldn't even find a good explanation. They didn't even give him a good explanation. Every time it looks like they got a bright spot, it just got swept from under him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. This team has been looking for something to get them sparked for the last couple of weeks, and they did end their drought for 16 straight quarters of not getting a touchdown. They were able to get that today, and that's just a good deal. You know, they finally got out of the snide for that, and I'm happy for them on that front. Coach Callahan said in the postgame, they just got to continue to grind. They got to keep continuing. You know, they're 1-9, but there's still a lot of things that can happen for this team from now to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, their core still looks like they're not giving up. You know, they're new here, and they're still on a mission to change the culture. I mean, Geis is still showing bright spots, like you said. It's 45-yard touchdown. That had to feel good, you know, being that he couldn't contribute to his team while he was injured. Haskins still made some good decisions, and he got in a rhythm in the second half. In the second half, he actually showed a good rhythm that, you know, they can build upon. Yeah. You know, they just can't get behind.
Yeah, that first one was rough. I mean, the first half was a really tough go for him, and I wouldn't say you almost felt bad, but it got to a point where you just didn't know what you were going to see from him at one point. But the Jets, I will say, I wouldn't say they didn't do anything special to win this game. They just played a basic football game. They capitalized on situations that they needed to. The Redskins had 2 turnovers at one point compared to the Jets, none, where they had forced these turnovers, and they didn't make anything out of it. Those are the things that the Redskins are going to have to capitalize on here in the next, in the next couple of weeks. There's still room to grow, Lamont. There's still room to grow.
There is. And the Jets, they made less mistakes. That's what it was. They ended up they made mistakes too. Darnold talked about his pick. He was hard on himself. After all the 4 touchdowns, he still wanted to talk about the 1 interception he said he had to his teammates. So you have that. And, I mean, credit to the Jets defense. As he said, the Redskins got the ball twice inside the red zone and only got 3 points out of it. So, I mean, credit to the Jets defense. Jamal Adams had 3 sacks today. So, I mean, what can you do?
And Jamal Adams special. We saw that play he did in the Giants game last week. He just stripped the ball out of Daniel Jones' hand and ran for the touchdown. He's a special guy. I mean, so we're getting a chance to see him play for the second time. He's a different player than he was when we saw him in the preseason last year. Love what I really saw from him today. Well, that's it here from FedEx Field. The Redskins lose a tough one, 34-17 to the New York Jets. Next week they take on the Detroit Lions here at home, and hoping maybe for it's been a rough time. They're looking for a better turnout, hopefully from Redskin fans. It's going to be a very interesting one next week. But we do have a post game from Coach Callahan as well from New York Jets quarterback Sam Darnold. I'm Darrell Owens, LegacyMaker Sports Network.
Lamont Thomas.
And we will see you guys next week. Myself and Drew Willingham will be here at the game.
Okay. Certainly not the outcome we expected nor desired, but got to give a lot of credit to the Jets for their performance today. We were just not on top of our game in any way, shape, or form. We got off to a rough start early in the first quarter. And it kind of dovetailed into the second quarter, and by the half, we were down by three possessions, and dug ourselves a little hole, and we had to dig out of it in the second half. We did the best we could, but to no avail.
Bill, you were in there for quite a while with the guys. What did you tell them?
Yeah, I just let them know that there's no give up in myself. I'm a positive person. I believe in positivity, and the only way I know how to dig out of this is going back to work and fixing the problems that we've had, whether they're related to coverage, protection, decision-making, special teams, penalties. It was just really uncharacteristic. I was really disappointed in how we performed coming off the bye, where we put so much time and effort into those areas that we had discussed, during the week.
Bill, was there any thought to possibly giving Darius Geis more reps, more opportunities in the game? It looked like every time that he had the ball, there was some positive play that occurred there.
Yeah, I think there was a good rotation. I think we had planned, between he and Adrian. And, sometimes those rotations work out differently. Some players get featured better with the selection, others don't. Not that the plays are better for one or the others. We felt that the concepts were good for Adrian. They defended them well, and then some of the plays that Geis had lend itself to a little bit more opportunity. So there's a little bit of a give and take in that. It's not one play is better than the other. It could have worked out either way.
Will there be a time, whether it's in the next couple weeks or by the end of the year, where which play works better for which player matters less than developing the guys who are going to be here in the future now that you're 1-9?
I think we continue to emphasize what we've been doing. We've been consistent in our approach with our players. We have good players in Adrian Peterson and Darius Geis. We've played younger players like Terry, Harmon. We played a little bit of Jerron Christian today at left tackle. So, and also Sims out in the slot. So we've moved some players around. We've made some subtle changes along the way, and we have fit pieces a little bit differently in this game than we have in the past.
You've been around football so long. When you look at this group, either before the year or now, does this look like a last place 1-9 type roster that's got a long way to go for you?
I think it's a young team. I think it's a very young team. I think if you look at the nucleus of Dwayne and Geis and Terry and Sims and talking about Steven Sims, Harmon, we played a lot of young guys today. We played the tight ends are young. The line is, that was a strength of ours going into the season. We played Jerron Christian a little bit more. Defensively, we're playing some young guys. So I think it's a roster that, continues to grow, continues to mature. My only intention is that it gets more consistent from an execution standpoint. I think that's where we lack right now. I think that's where we faltered, just with the simplicity of snap count, false starts, being smarter when you're rushing a field goal, and you've done a great job making a stand, keeping them out of the red zone scoring situation, and limiting them to a 3-point score. I think that would have done a lot, to come back from and not have a margin that you had to dig out of like we did in the first half. But Yeah, just makes. It was, again, uncharacteristic, not what we expected, not what we had worked on with all the things that we do. But, like I said, you got to give the Jets credit. They're good defense. They did well today on offense. We blew some coverages. We had some missed assignments in the back end that really hurt us, especially down the red zone.
Yeah, I just scrambled to the left. I was going through my progression, felt a little room on the left, scrambled, and he popped wide open.
Is that kind of improvisational?
Yeah, he did a really good job. He wasn't supposed to be over there or anything, but he did a really good job once I broke the pocket to find the open space and get in the end zone.
When you look back to a month ago when you were going through that rough patch to get to where you are now, and you've had a couple of good games in a row, what do you think was the key to you to get through that?
I think for me it was just going back to work and continuing to, understand the process. Understand that every week's a new week and a new opportunity.
How have you guys kind of kept faith, Sam, as an offense, that you could have a day like this when you were scuffling, last month?
I think it's a really good job by our offense being very resilient. Our defense too. I mean, they played a great game today. The way that they were able to go out there, especially after my turnover, to be able to go out there and hold them to a field goal, and then they got the ball. It was a kickoff return, and our returner fumbled, and they did another great job of stopping their offense. So our defense played lights out today, and I think that's a huge reason for the win.
Sam, even with Chris out, you've been developing a strong relationship with the tight ends and Dan and Trayvon and Ryan. So what's been the connection there, and how great is that to have guys who have your back out there, to have a connection with?
Yeah, they're so selfless. Just what they're able to go out there and do every single day in practice, how much work they put in off the field, and then what they're able to do in the run game, even pass protecting sometimes, but also out there on some routes. They do a really good job, and they're the ones, they don't care who makes the play, but if the play's there to make, they'll go out there and take advantage of their opportunity. So I mean, they don't get enough credit, but I think they definitely showed up in a big way today.
Sam, do you feel that this offense, after kind of you and Adam working together, you figuring out that the conversation you had about what you like, don't you like, do you feel that this offense is starting to become yours, and that's one of the reasons why this team is starting to have some success, because this is now your offense is doing what you wanted to do?
Well, I think our whole offense is really getting we're really getting a feel, for the offense, and I think just getting in that rhythm and being able to understand exactly what's going on out there allows us to play a lot faster, because when plays do break down and I need to get out and scramble, guys feel free to go out there and make a play. And so I just think we're just playing with a lot better rhythm, but I think it's on us too to just be able to go out there and execute, and I think we've been doing that the past couple of weeks.
Sam, what happened on the interception? What was your mindset after that moving forward?
Yeah, it was a screen. I was going to dirt it. There was nothing there, and then felt like something popped free, and it was just a really bad play. I was thinking too much on a screen play. It was second and way long, so I was just thinking way too much.
Does any part of you empathize for what Haskins is going through right now?
I just told him after the game to keep his head up. No matter what people say, the doubters, people who are going to say anything bad about it, I said just block it out, man. Just continue to go to work, and if you go to work every single day, you'll be all right.
Did he say anything back to you?
He just said, good game and good luck.
How did you feel to look out into the stands and see all those green jerseys, Jets faithful, coming down to Landover and becoming the latest team to invade FedEx Field?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to have our fans out there like that. Almost felt like a home game too. So it was a great atmosphere, and credit to our fans for showing up today in a big way.
What is your takeaway most from this game? 4 touchdowns or the interception? What kind of last for you?
I don't know. Towards the end of the game, I was talking more about the interception to the coaches and to the other players, so maybe that. But I think for us as an offense as a whole, it's just another stepping stone in the right direction. So that's how we're going to look at it.
Sam, what does it mean for this team to get 2 wins in a row, maybe get something going after the way the season has gone?
It's huge. I mean, but like I said, it's one game after the other. It's continuing to stack wins, but also continue to have the mindset of every single day. Tomorrow we're going to come back to work and have great meetings and get after it. So I think it's we just got to continue to go back to work every single day and stay with the process.
Take one more.
Good. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
LegacyMaker, the All Sports Network.